So today we're going to be working with the Yamuna Calf Balls. So they are basically small balls that have nice, really thick strength to them, and they're filled with air. And we're going to be using them both for your neck and for your calves. So I've changed the mat today for, I put down a yoga mat so that it'll be a little bit easier for the balls to grip and then they won't roll around as we use them. So we'll start using them on your neck and we'll use just one ball. So for this one, you'll come onto your mat and then lay yourself down onto your back, and we'll take the ball and place it right underneath the neck, and it won't be on your head. So move your hair out of the way if you might have hair that's neck length, and just place the ball right into the nape of your neck. So it's at the top of the spine and just below the skull. And to start, stretch your legs out long onto the mat and let the weight of the pelvis just sort of pull away to create a little traction along the spine. And you can spend however much time you have on the balls. Rest your arms at your sides. And to begin, let the weight of your head just sink into the ball. You might even lift your chin just a little so that you can feel the head really heavily weighted into the ball. For this exercise, we'll really try hard not to use the neck muscles in any way, and just slowly begin to rotate your head to the right. And as you're rolling through, let the weight of the head still feel very heavy. And you would almost feel like you're pressing backwards into the ball. You'll rotate through the center, and then over to the alternate side, all the while releasing the front of the neck, feeling a little gentle press backward into the ball as the ball rolls across all the muscle attachments at the base of the neck, at the top of the spine. And you can spend as long as you have resting on the ball, stretching the neck, opening up the connections at the top of the spine and at the base of the neck. If you find a space that's particularly tight, you can just sort of hang out there and breathe in and breathe out a few times, releasing and sinking in onto the ball. And after you've spent a minimum of 5 or 6 rotations on the ball, maybe up to 10 or 12, just come back to the center and very carefully use one hand to lift the head off the ball and take the ball away with the other hand. And rest your head on the floor and just examine the space at the neck and rest there for a moment. Coming out of this position, roll over to your side and come on up to a hands and knees position, and we'll work on the calf stretches. So for this one, you'll need both balls. And you can do it a lot of different ways. I always just roll my pants legs up because the ball will be behind the calf. And it's a little bit easier to keep the connection to the ball. So start on hands and knees like you would in a cat position in yoga. And take the ball and bring it to the top of the calf. And the same thing on the other side. And I do really recommend using the Yamuna body rolling projects, or the Yamuna body rolling balls for this one. You can try other balls, which I have, and these really are the best on the market. So with the ball at the top of the calf, sit gently back onto the ball, stretching the calf muscle. And then inhale and sit up just a little. And you'll repeat that 5 or 6 times, really sending the tail back and stretching the calf muscle. And once you've done that 5 or 6 times, longer if you have more time, move the ball down about 1 inch or so on both sides, and then repeat that again. You might have to adjust the ball a couple of times. Just be sure it's in the center of your calf for this stretch. Leaning back and stretching into the ball. If you only have one ball, you can do one leg at a time. And you'll repeat that again 5 to 6 times or longer if you have more time. And just sort of notice how the two sides of your calves feel. And you'll repeat that again, lower, and then finally you'll end at the very end where the ball is down at the base attachment of the calf muscle at your heel. And then just sit back and stretch. And again, you can take as long as you have, but do always end at the bottom. And when you're finished, you can take the balls out and then sit onto the floor and stretch the legs out long and just see how the calves feel. They should feel a little more open and a little more stretched. And those are a couple of things that you can do with the calf balls. Enjoy them.